Welcome to PenTellectual Conversations. You've just stepped into a space where the mind meets the soul. A place where poetry and conversation collab to form a silky, smooth vibe that flows like smooth jazz. Dope poetry, deep dialogue, and unapologetically real energy. So pour your favorite drink, light one up if that's your rhythm, and let the world outside melt away. So sit back, relax, and let's get into tonight's hot topic.
What's good, PenTellectuals? Welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Paul Cram the Poet. And tonight I'm gonna be a little honest with y'all. This guest right here moves a little bit different from me. You know, like some people write poetry, some people perform it, but then you got people who feel like they live right inside of it. That's the kind of energy our next guest has. Some call her the sexy sage. Others know her as the seductive sensualist. And that ain't just about attraction. It's more about presence, intention. It's about the way somebody can make you feel something without even trying too hard. You know, she don't just write. She builds her own sound, creates her own space, turns her thoughts into full experiences from web mind of a poetic heart to honey bourbon to I want to devour you, and even creating her own language with music, where she becomes both the inspiration and the art itself. And I think that's what stands out the most about her. She don't ask to be felt, she just shows up. And you can either catch it or don't. Straight out of Chicago, tonight we're not just having a conversation, we stepping directly into her energy. So folks, please help me welcome the amazing, seductive sensualist.
That was awesome. Thank you, King.
What's good? How you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We're gonna jump right on into this. All right. So when people meet you for the first time, what's something that they think they understand about you, but they get it wrong every time?
Um, because I'm the sexy side, I'm the seductive sensualist, so they think that I'm that type of female, and they're wrong every time. They're wrong every time.
So that approach be fucked up. Damn near 100% of
Absolutely.
the time.
Absolutely. Like I created that space because that's how I write. But yeah, but no.
Now, are you more of a write when inspired type of artist or a sit down and create regardless type of artist?
I don't know. I think I don't even want to say weird. I don't like that word, but
Oh,
I
I'm weird. Fuck that.
no because I haven't named it actually because I don't know. I get my inspiration from all over. It might be a mood. It might be something I'm going through. It might be something I'm talking to somebody. It might just be a conversation. It just one word just popped out, and now I got a whole poem to it. It's life period.
Let's talk about that voice that been doing something to me for quite a while now. Okay, so you said you are a voice shaped by experience. What experiences shaped you the most?
In what way? But we can go down a rabbit hole, boy.
Oh, let's go down the rabbit hole,
Just,
baby.
just try to be clear. That's all.
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
But in what way?
Honestly, whenever way you can think of, like whatever, like what experiences, good, bad, or the other, shaped you. Speak about it all.
Well, life period. I mean, from the trauma, toxicity, all the above. Chicago, one of the roughest projects there was. So, but it's just everything. Is that me? It's everything in general. Love, heartbreak, lost family. I mean, it all kinds of twists and turns into a poet at some point.
So you would say Chicago has another big influence because I've been to Chicago. Not I haven't grown up in Chicago. I know some people that have grown up in Chicago, and their survival is amazing.
Hmm.
So would you say that Chicago also had a like big influence just in that environment on your writing?
I mean, everybody. I mean, wherever you at, you going your environment gonna have an impact. You know what I mean? But I live in Chicago, unfortunately, so yeah, it probably would have had a big impact on me. Um, I'm dating back to, we always didn't live in the projects,
Mhm.
but the government said that this is where you go at this point of time, and they didn't care where they threw black families. They didn't care, especially our black men. So my brother had to, what you would say, lay down, or I mean, get down or lay down, because at that point he had to protect us. And so now
Yeah.
on this black male into the projects, and now he has to be into this game, and so now you sent his life on a whole roller coaster, not as well as his, ours too. And so yeah, so I can say it impacted, but I love my city at the same time, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I love Chicago. I still say Harold's Chicken is overrated. I'm gonna always say that, but I love
Agree
the
with you, my chicken better, but I'm just saying.
right, so what's the difference between creating a poem and creating an experience?
See, that kind of like is tie into me, because I can create a poem, but sometimes that poem would just keep on me until I make it into, as you have seen, put the background to it, put some visual to it. So it kind of like leads into one, to me, from one to another. I mean,
Okay, all right. Oh, somebody said, "No, you got to fix her some chicken." I'd second. I agree with that. Foots, she definitely got to do it now. She's saying she better than Harold's, which I believe it without even tasting it. I believe it. Harold's. So
but don't have Harold's coming at me. I ain't got no money.
no, Harold's ain't
No.
Harold's ain't bad. They not bad. They're not bad. It's
I
not what
mean,
I thought.
I eat out. It's just I prefer a home cook. I prefer home cooking. So just put it like that.
Okay. Now, have you ever created something that you were afraid to release, and if so, why?
Yeah, actually, I have. It was a poem. I can't tell you verbatim, but the title was called "A Monster at Home,"
Mhm.
and this monster was my mother's significant other. And and if you could just visualize any other monster, but he didn't touch me in a physical way,
Mhm.
but mentally he did a number. He did a number that I even realize even today that I'm trying to untwine from. But yeah. So I was afraid to release that because you got the family, don't tell the business, and don't, and all this other stuff. But it's in a book now.
Oh yeah. And those of you who listening, I know a lot of us come from. Well, I can't say a lot of us because my family. You do it, we gonna put you out there. We ain't got no problem with that. But
Mm.
there's a lot of families who do sweep a lot of things under the rug. And if you're listening out there and you're part of a family like that, man, be the one to speak up. Like you may be that voice that that young lady or that young man needs, in their corner. So be the one to speak up and break that cycle. Please break that cycle.
Yeah, that was a part of it. It was like it has to be, I had to just tell it, because sometimes you just can't get over it. Sometimes you have to forgive if it's just for you. And then
Mhm.
you have to let it be known, because if I'm quiet, that's allowing somebody else to be affected too. So it is what it is.
Mhm. So let's talk a little bit about some of your creative works. What was the intention behind Web Mind of a Poetic Heart? I love that title, by the way. Web Mind of a Poetic Heart.
That's my baby. That's my first thing out the gate. I was so afraid because I've been writing for a very long time. And when you have individuals take your work, you feel helpless. It's a place I can't even describe.
Mm.
So I was holding on all this poetry and everything I did to my chest. And so that book was like, you know what? I want to be seen. This should be seen. So I put it all out there. I try to, chop it up into different genres and everything. But that entire book from the cover I created. That's is self-published and I'm proud of that's my baby.
All right. So you got to let everybody know where to get that book from, along with the rest of the titles. You know, we gonna get to that. Just make sure you keep that in your head, because I'm gonna bring that back.
Okay.
Honey bourbon. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
what does honey bourbon represent to you creatively?
Honey bourbon was actually don't get me in line. You know how you have a prompt, and
Mhm.
so it just went on into a whole thing for itself. Because I like to drink, but it was like if you was a drink, what would you be? And so that's where honey bourbon came from. And so it was a poem, and then I took that poem and created the erotic comic with it.
Speaking of erotic, I want to devour you. I feel like you wrote this title thinking about me, so I'm just gonna tell you I appreciate that, baby.
You know it was. You know it
Mm.
was.
I want to devour you. So the title alone says a whole lot. Where did that energy come from, or is that energy just natural flows from you?
When I'm writing, when I'm performing, I want to bring you into that space. I want you to not only read it, I want you to experience it. So that's where it comes from. So if it's seduction, if it's love, if it's whatever it is, I want you to actually feel it. And so Devour was just something else I was writing. But if I'm gonna write it, I also project what I want to be, what I want to be done to me as well. I treat people the way I want to be treated. So it all just ties in. I can't do no more than project myself into my poetry.
Okay. All right. So between those projects, which one feels the most personal for you? And which piece of your work do you feel like people haven't fully understood yet?
Well, Sisters is one of the singles that I have. Sisters is actually in the first book that I put out. And I went back because I thought that it didn't get the recognition that it needed. And so that's why I said, well, maybe, sometimes you got people that read, you got some people that listens. So I'm like, well, maybe I need to put it on audio. And when I did get a more bigger broadcast, but that's all that was. But yeah, Sisters more personal because it's not a like a tag ad. It's not like I'm pointing at you. It's like, look, we're all in this together. And when we know better, we do better. And so that's all there was. Like, hey, we could blame the opposite sex or we could blame whoever, but accountability is one of the biggest things.
This and scary for a lot of people, man. It's so easy to do this and not this for a lot of
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely. Hey, I was one, and even, I'm just talking about young, but still, when you start taking accountability, a lot of things open up.
Mm, that's real. That's real, because I feel like because you become free of your own personal burdens that you're
Yeah.
carrying.
Like when they say, when you tell a lie, you got to keep telling a lie. I mean, you keep bombarding yourself with the same. Why? Why?
I ain't got time. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. It ain't. I don't fear you gonna whoop my ass. So I'm just gonna tell you, like, it just is what it is.
That's my thing. Who gonna whoop me?
Who gonna whoop it? All right. So let's talk about music. What moment made you realize that a word needed to be invented for that feeling?
You know what? Us and our magic flowers. I'm
Ah,
always I'm always creating, and it's not the first time I set up and I'm like, is that a word? But you know how you just it slips your mind and you go on to something else. But this time it was like, write that down. And so I did, and then I started researching and was like, I actually just did create a word. I'm still in all about it. Look.
That's I think it's dope. Like, I think it's dope. So
I appreciate it.
so give everybody like what does it mean to become both muse and the message?
To become both muse and message. You. It's just like you the source and the subject at the same time. It's just like you admire something so much that it just become a muse to you.
Hmm. Okay.
And like I'm saying, then you out ask that person, hey, can you be my musage? And so now he's not only just word, he's an art as well.
Hmm. I like that. Can I be? Well, the answer yes,
Oh,
yes. I can be your musage. That's
thank you.
okay. We'll get one more question out the way real quick before we have you blaze this stage with your first three pieces.
Hmm.
How do you protect yourself while still offering yourself as musage?
How do you protect yourself while offering yourself as musage? I think that's a difficult one because once you offer yourself as a musician, it depends on how that person sees you, how that person is going to create you into um, it's art. So you kind of don't have any control over it. You know what I mean? And if that person really respects you, they're gonna create you in the sense that reflects you. You know what I mean? They're not gonna disrespect you or anything out your character.
Bet. Well, I'm about to get out your way in just a moment. I see Foots right here talking cash shit about my head, man. But y'all don't understand the history between me and this woman. So y'all just shut up. Stay out my business. All right. So with that being said, the seductive sensualist, my sexy sash. I'm about to get out of your way with your first three pieces, and the mic is yours.
Alrighty. So Paul gave me 6 pieces. I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of me in each one. I start every day with God, so why not? This is my offering. I come to you with hands unstitched, palms open, trembling, bleeding in a place once lived. My chest is a cracked collateral, no choir left, no echoes. Every song I ever trusted has been broken into silence. Still, this is my offering. Not the polished jewels of a perfect life, but the jagged glass of survival. Not a banquet unbruised, but the wild weeds that learn to grow in concrete. I have been torn into pieces, scattered across midnights that swallowed me whole, stitched together by a God who saw me even when I saw nothing within myself. I have loved like fire, burned like scripture, carried grief like a heirloom passed from generation to generation. Yet I still rise to the altar of tomorrow, hands raw, voice trembling, with a path so stubborn it refused to die. Here I am, not whole, but holy, not healed, but healing. Every scar I carry is an incense, every tear a baptism, every heartbreak a hymn that no blade or betrayal could silence. This is my offering, a spirit that will not surrender, a voice that keeps returning, a soul that, though shattered, still shines. Number 2, this piece is for Women's Month. Before I wrote poems, I wrote survival. Before ink touched paper, my ancestors wrote prophecy on the backs of storms. I come from women who braided escape wraps into hair, hid freedom in recipes, and turned whispers into revolution. So understand something clearly. When a woman of color writes, she ain't just journaling. She is archiving ancestry. Every word I spit is a drum beat from a continent that refused to forget me. My vows carry melanin. My metaphors got stretch marks from birth and entire universes out of pain nobody apologized for. See, they tried to make silence out of our native tongue, but we learned early how to turn broken English into symphonies, how to turn mama prayers and grandma warnings into literature so powerful even history books get nervous. Because when we write, we do not ask permission, We resurrect. We call Harriet out the soil. Tell Zora, come look what your daughters are doing now. We stand on the spines of Tony's synthesis and remind the world our stories were never meant to be footnotes. We are the whole damn library. See, some writers chase inspiration. Women like us bleed it. Our pens don't run out of ink, they run out of generation memory. Every stanza, a scar that learned how to sing. Every paragraph, a fist raised politely in the face of erasers. And when my voice hit the microphone, understand, we ain't performance. This is ceremony. Because somewhere a little brown girl is watching a woman turn breath into thunder and realizing her voice ain't too loud. The world ain't been listening hard enough. So tonight, I write like the ink is on fire, like every syllable got ancestors dancing in it, like every line is a doorway for another woman of color to walk through. Because when she wrote that, what she really meant was, I survived that. I transformed that. I turned every wound into a weapon made of words, and baby, if my poetry feel dangerous, good. I was never meant to behave and remember. She wrote that. Number three, in a world of confidence, often mistaken for attention seeking, this poem about reclaiming ownership of oneself, not a thirst trap. This is not a thirst trap for your eyes, not a lure, not a call, not a plea. This is not me standing in the heat of my own body, the sway of my spine, the pulse beneath my skin, a quiet revolution of self. I am the curve of moonlight caught in the arch of hips, the hum of stars in my chest, the whisper of smoke curling around my thoughts. I innate fire, a magnet of gravity you cannot measure, a storm that bends towards itself, untouchable, undeniable. They see skin, they see lips and eyes and a sway of limbs. They call it thirst trap. I call it recognition of my own heat, my own desire, my own body saying yes, itself first, itself always. Not mistaking confidence for need. Do not confuse present with permission. I'm not here to feed your gaze. I'm here to inhabit me fully, to let the world witness the blaze that has burned quietly in shadow, in rooms you have never entered, in nights you cannot even imagine. I am layered. I am soft, sharp, velvet, and flame. Seduction innate as breath. My wisdom deep than moonlight nights. I am more than a surface, more than a fire you see. I am roots beneath soil, a river under ice. I am the sky before dawn, untouched and infinite. So this is not a trap, not a temptation for you to take, not an invitation, not a reflection of your desires. This is me, in full heat, in full pulse, my body full, my full self blazing alive. I am not yours, I'm mine. And when you see me, really see me, you'll understand this is not a thirst trap. This is power. This is present. This is me.
All right, everybody. That was the Seductive Sensualist, aka Sexy Sag. Amazing set, amazing set. How you feel about your first set?
You know it, you know it. You know I'm over here on pans and needles, but I appreciate it.
You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. I wish I was one of them pins and needles you said no, but that's a whole
Ooh,
nother
I say that
conversation.
about yours. Don't
Ooh,
start
don't do that.
don't start on it. Don't.
All right, so what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna go pay some bills, get in touch with our sponsors, and after that, we're gonna listen to the sounds of the general. But first, let's go ahead and get to the sponsors real quick. You know what it is. All right, as always, you have your grounded sponsors. You got me and Nice, Desi Beats, and TNT Business Consulting. So make sure you hit either one of those people up for your needs that they offer. Next, we have, you know what it is. The show starts today. And the party continues up through Wednesday. Poppy's Poetry Corner Season 4. They coming up with We Blaze, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube with one of the livest hosting entertainment keynotes. You know her as Poppy, so make sure you beat me there. Don't meet me there at Poppy's Poetry Corner tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
What's good, everybody? If you're looking to upgrade your style, step your fashion game up, or just add a little luxury to your everyday look, then you need to check out Foxy Boutique, located right here in Alexandria, Louisiana at 5507 New York Avenue. Foxy Boutique has everything from stylish handbags to designer-inspired backpacks to fresh sneakers, slides, accessories, and even fragrances that complete the whole vibe. Whether you're stepping out for the night or putting together an outfit for the weekend or just love looking good when you walk in the room, Foxy Boutique has something for you. They're open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So there's plenty of time to stop by and see what they got. And if you're not in the Alexandria area, don't even worry about it. You can still shop. Just reach out for shipping information and they'll help you get exactly what you need. You can follow them on Facebook at Foxy Boutique to see the latest styles and new arrivals, or give them a call at 318-416-3169. Again, that's Foxy Boutique, 5507 New York Avenue, Alexandria, Louisiana. Check them out because looking good isn't optional. It's a lifestyle.
All right. Also, everybody, just letting you know, we have Sensual Saturdays all-white party coming up on May 30th. It's going to be filled with erotic poetry, burlesque, BDSM demonstration, foods. It will be featuring none other than my sister Keynotes with the spotlight on Triple P, hosted always by the amazing Jay Simone. So make sure y'all get out there, man. Hit up Jay Simone, hit up Yoshi. You can hit up Walking Erotica for all ticket information. I believe it's $25 at the door. It should be $30. Well worth it. So see y'all May 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, if you would like to be a guest on PenTellectual Conversations, if you would like to have your music as the Soundbite Artist of the Week here on PenTellectual Conversations, would like to support us, or would like to sponsor an episode, here's all the information that you need right here, or you can use your phone and hit that QR code. That Cash App, that's for all donations, no matter how big or small. We love them all and appreciate them all because this show is not just a show, it is a movement. So help us get this thing rolling. All right, so now it is time. Our Soundbite Artist of the Week is none other than the General herself, Miss Jay Simone, host of Sensual Saturdays. And y'all in for a treat with this one. Let's get it.
In this house of worship, there is no room for judgment. Here, we service fetishes and grant wishes. Let me show you marvels. Before me, you, heathen, believing true love and unimaginable pleasure cannot coexist, but I am more than magic, unexplained by science, something like religion. You can call me goddess. My name was on your newborn tongue when you knew truth. Your rainbow covenant worth all the storms you went through. This alpha will be your omega, end of your search. See? Miracles do still exist. You think Lazarus was a feat? Him, raised once. I bestow multiples before breakfast. Check my references, my verses, tongue penned by the converted, traced fingertips over this vessel, found infinity, truths they were not ready to accept in the goosebump grail I visited upon their flesh. But tonight, call me everything but goddess. I promise to answer your prayer requests. Fuck me like you mean it. Rebuke convention, make this deity scream your name, and this original sin will feel like a commandment. So let's try to get at least 10 tonight. 1, thou shalt pull my hair. 2, thou shalt talk dirty. The other 8 we can make up as we go. This event will be biblical. let me get upon my knees and give you these blessings. You love the sound I make. Speaking in tongues, it's getting messy. This water is making you whine, calling to be saved. I can taste a piece of your soul. 3. Thou shalt give head with enthusiasm. Your turn. Spread legs. Bury your head in divinity. You relish the deed. Tongue, then fingers moving as if you mind read. Omnipotence. I shiver as the first one hits. Back arching, grabbing your head in ecstasy. You continue giving until yes and no flow like my rivers, leading to unintelligible language, loosely translated into don't stop and I barely want to move so far. Thou shalt create puddles. Fuck it. Monsoons. Let me show you what this goddess's vengeance looks like. All fire and flood, maybe more than you can handle, but your baptism will be one for the ages. Deity becomes cowgirl, reverse, celebrate year of the dog. After I turn around, face down, dip in my back, let you into this divine temple, and you were not prepared for its magnificence. But your slow stroke causes earthquakes and torrential rains to hit. The vibration on my sweetest of spots help us arrive at nearly the same instant. My body convulses. You, a collection of spasms and moans, want to spoon and whisper your allegiance. Me, feeling that this was a session of spectacular brilliance, want to do it again in the AM. And again, and again, because that was more than magic. Unexplained by science, more like religion. You call me goddess, but you, beloved, are also supreme entities. So, let's go make some more commandments.
Oh, shit. Shit. Exactly, souls. Well, damn. That is J. Simone. You guys saw her Instagram at J. Simone Speaks. Make sure you hit her up, and that's the kind of thing you'll be hearing at Central Saturdays, May 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure y'all get your tickets and get there. All righty. Oh, Lord have mercy. I think it's time for us to go ahead and get back to this interview, which I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. My everything moving, and I know how this lady gonna get with me. So, I gotta keep my clothes on. I gotta make sure I keep my clothes on.
They almost made me take mine off.
Shit, like you. All right, let's keep going. So you said something that caught my attention. You said that every chapter into a testimony. Like you said, you turn every chapter into a testimony. What chapter was the hardest for you to speak on?
The hardest one lately, I'm gonna start there, is realizing that I packed myself away and didn't know it. I've been putting everybody and everything, besides the necessities, eating, sleeping, but really not counting yourself into the equation. So I think that's the hardest one coming about, because it's just like anything else that you've been doing over years, over time. It become, so it takes time to get out of that habit as well. But,
yeah. You can't forget about you though. You can't forget. Like,
I mean, you don't attend to when you're a mom, nurse, everything else, and you're taking care of this, you're taking care of that, and you're at work. You're the mental health specialist, and so you get lost amongst it sometimes. Sometimes it's easier just to push you to the side, but now I'm reminding myself, and then that especially I have queens coming up that I want to make sure they tend to themselves first. Growing up, we tend to always, when you grow, sometimes you growing, you subliminally be taught these things, to take care of people and do things like that. So it doesn't come to you as something wrong, or you're missing out on something until you realize it.
Right now, like not in the past, but currently, what does healing look like for you?
Not expecting a sorry, not expecting an excuse. Is I don't need it. It gotta. It's you. You gonna have to accept. Hey, that's been done. It happened. Prepare or prep it that it don't happen again. But otherwise, my healing is peace. I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to sit around with you. I don't have to talk to you.
It is what it is.
Some you just have to let it go. Sometimes we be fighting for things that we should absolutely let go. Sometimes
Do you think that your art would exist the same way if you hadn't gone through the things that you have gone through?
I can't say that 'cause I always been that writer. So I'm imagining that it still will be some sign aligned with that. But yeah, we have to give, I guess, respect to the things that we go through that help our pen do the things that it do.
So when you're creating, all right, when you're creating, do you write for the aspect of creating for yourself, or are you creating for the people that will receive it?
It depends on the genre, but yeah, like it's like together. I'm writing for me, but okay, I'm putting these words are powerful. So now
Mhm.
that I'm putting this out here, if I'm gonna put it out here from my perspective or from my whatever I've been through, I'm gonna put it out there for you to understand that hey, this can happen and also can it's better days later.
So you would consider your pen therapeutic for people at times.
Yes,
I believe we are doctors in a way. That's the medicine we prescribe for people. Like you say, words are very powerful. And
absolutely.
words can take you out and words can keep you here. So that's dope. When people leave your space, like what do you want them to carry with you? Like if they come to a sexy sass show and they sitting on stage and they can finally get past the physical of everything they looking at and just hear your words, what do you want them to carry with them when they leave?
I mean, for wherever was performed, but I want them to know that, some people sometimes it'd be strange that you're thinking of all these people in the world that you're alone. Sometimes when you're reading or listening to somebody, you realize, like, hey, I've been through that, or I'm going through that. Or, like I said, sometimes you're like, oh, well, I'm going through that at the moment. But at the end of this poem, she let us know that it's always a sunrise. Like, I want you to understand that, you're not alone. I want you to feel peaceful. I mean, if it's erotic, I want you to go home and devour whoever it may be. I mean, that's how it is. I want you to take whatever it needs to be taken.
Now, what are you building right now that people don't see yet? That's good.
Well,
It's promo time, baby.
I got so many things in right here. I got Mojave, like tell them, but I got so many things. I got actually an affirmation like comic, like not a comic, coloring book in a sort. It's a like adult affirmational, something to get people, because a lot of people think that we're poets. It's something that we just sit up and rhyme or just put words together, but everybody can do it. And sometimes it takes that writing to get you to that peaceful space to be able to even block out the world at the moment, but just something for us adults. But besides that, I'm working on a children book, speaking to some of the little girls. And I mean, I don't want to be genderized, but some of the little girls that's in us. But it goes around a lot of not a lot, but the title that I'm going through is "Don't Take My Voice Before I Can Speak."
Mm.
And that was one of the biggest things when I was growing up, because I love my mom, but in every black household, now not everybody, in some black hole, you know how they say, it's my way or no way.
Mhm.
You don't have no say so. that goes deeper with a kid like me, because you're silencing me in ways you don't know. And then being in the field that I'm in, you most definitely don't want to take the children voices away from them, because if they can't communicate with you, they can't tell you the dangers they're in, the dangers that's around that you might not be noticing. So that's one of my biggest projects that I'm working on. I'm excited about that, so I'm taking my time with it. I'm trying to get another erotic CD out this
Oh,
time. I wanted to like a little country love erotic type situation. But
all right. All right, you gonna do it and singing on it? I like country music.
yeah. I try to hold a little note, but no.
I ain't holding shit. I ain't, I ain't holding no notes. Only thing I hold is smoke when I inhale. After that, I ain't holding nothing else.
Indeed, indeed.
10 years from now, someone finds your work.
Hmm.
They've never heard of you at this moment. They just happen to just be digging through stuff and they find the work of you 10 years from now. When they read it, what do you want it to say about you?
This is a well. What can I say? I'm just me. This is when they read it, they're gonna know parts of me, the way I think, the way I create, the way I manifest. All of it is just gonna be real. This is who. When you read any, well, not read anybody else, but when you read Maya Angelou and Gwendolyn Brooks, we get part of them within those pages. That's all they'll be taking is me.
Now, I got two more questions. One's kind of a light question, and the other one is a question I kind of ask everybody. The first one, if your personality was a scent, what would it smell like? I
Mm.
got my idea in my head, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Mm. I don't know. I'd probably be some brown sugar vanilla or something.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I don't know. That's an
I knew it.
interesting one.
I knew it. I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, I bet she smelled like a cinnamon roll. Like,
I have been told I smell like a cookie before.
that's
I don't know.
all right. And last question I'm gonna ask you: when people leave this episode, what do you want them to feel?
Hmm. What they always felt. But no. I mean, just the genuineness. I mean, that's all at this point I can give you nothing but what I am.
Mm, love that answer. I was stoked. Okay. So, what we get ready to do now is get three more pieces from you. And once I come back on stage, it's going to be your opportunity to promote all of your books and the works that you have. Let us know where we can find them, the prices of them, all of that, and where they can follow your pen. Well, right now, at this moment, again, the mic is yours.
Alrighty. Well, this is poem number 4. It's poetry that has been a way to speak to truth to power. This piece comes from watching the world and refusing to stay silent. They stand on marble balconies with polished smiles and polished lies, holding umbrellas made of promises while the sky above us is bone dry. But somehow we're the ones getting wet. They say this is progress. But progress shouldn't smell like rusted factories, empty garbage, rusted factory, empty grocery carts, and children learning how to duck without them learning how to dream. They say the economy is growing. Growing where? Because in my neighborhood, rent grows faster than paychecks, and hope gets evicted before the first of the month. They pour policies from golden cups like holy water, blessing the billionaires while the poor drink from crack pipes and call it survival. And then they tell us, be grateful. Grateful for the crumbs dressed up as cake. Grateful for the chains painted the color of freedom. Grateful for the storms that created, but swear are just natural weather. But I know the difference between rain and disrespect. Rain nourishes the soil. Rain makes seas brave enough to break open. Rain do not come from the pockets of men who build yachts out of tax cuts while the people row in sinking boats. So don't stand there like with statistics in your hand like the weather forecast. Don't show me grass while my people show scars. Don't write speeches about equality with ink made from equality. And please don't piss on me and tell me it's raining because we feel the warmth of deception. We smell the ammonia of corruption. We hear the drip of truth leaking through the ceilings built on lobbyist money. You can rename it policy. You can rename it patronism. You can rename it strategy. But a lie in a suit is still a lie. And one day the clouds you keep blaming is clear. It's when the sky open, it won't be rain. It will be voices, thunder made of people who finally look up and said, we are done being the ground you water with deceit. And that is called Don't Piss on Me and Tell Me It's Raining. Number 5. This poem carries around a word I created called musage. It's the moment when inspiration and creation meets when someone inspires you so deeply that they become both the muse and the artist. He offered his musage to me, and I devoured it completely. Not because I had to, but because every part of him called for me discreetly to turn it into fire that only knew our chemistry. He was the pulse beneath my skin, the warmth that filled my chest, the shadow that lingered long after he left, and I let him in. Let him teach me how to taste, how to rise, how to create from the heat he gave. I am musage. I am the fire he offered, the whisper that becomes a verse, the gaze that turned into desire. I do not wait to be seen. I am the sight. I do not wait to be heard. I am the voice. I am the art he inspired, the ink his surrender wrote inside me. I am the muse and the poet, the hunger and the pulse, the flame and the one it lights. I am musage when he gave himself. He didn't just give a man, he gave me everything I needed to become my own world, my own word. He gave me his musage and I took it, folded into my skin, let it pulse through my veins until it became mine. It became fire until it became everything I am. And in that heat, in that surrender, in that breathless giving, I realized the fire he offered doesn't end with him. It lingers in me, hungry, alive, and the world leans closer just to feel it. I am the desire he offered, the echo of his giving, the hunger he awakened. I am musage. I am musage, and musage is I. Number 6. Leave you with a little sensual erotic. I swear I can taste you without tasting you. Like your name dissolves against my lips without ever being spoken. Like my body remembers something we haven't even done yet. It's dangerous. How imagination can feel more real than touch. How the thought of you slides through my veins. How heat looking for somewhere to settle. I close my eyes and you're there. Not in detail, but in presence. In the space between my breaths. In the pulse before I exhale. In the way my pulse start misbehaving when my images cross my mind. I swear I can taste you in the quiet, in the anticipation, in the way my mouth parts slightly like it's awaiting for something I already knows. This isn't innocence. This is that slow burn, that almost, that tension stretched so tight it could snap and pull us closer. And the wild part, you don't even have to touch me for me to feel undone. That's the power of it. That's the edge. And I'm standing right there, not falling, but leaning into the pull of you, into that invisible gravity that keeps drawing my thoughts lower, slower, deeper. It's the kind of craving that doesn't beg, it awaits. Confident, certain, sweet with the promise of something forbidden. And I imagine the space between us closing, like a secret finally told, like heat recognizing heat. And even without your hands on me, I feel the echo of them, ghosted along my waist, curving at the resting at the curve of my hips, tilting my chin just enough to make me look at you the way I'm already am. There's something reckless about wanting someone this way, without apology, without hesitation, standing at the brink where fantasy stop being safe and start being intentional. I don't want to rush it. I want the tension to build slow, the breath that lingers a second too long, because the edge is sweeter. And when you know you shouldn't be doing it, and right now, I'm balanced there, pulse steady, lips parted, eyes heavy with knowing that if you step closer, I won't step back. I bite. Yours truly, Thelma Webb, aka the Sexy Sage, but to you, I will always be your seductive sensualist. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm back on camera. Oh shit. All right. Man, this was an amazing, amazing show. Before we get out of here, though, like I said, I want you to let everybody know about some the books and things. Let them know where they can get them. I believe Yoshi's gonna slide them up here in just a moment. But tell us, where can we find everything? So Amazon's right here, or do you have your own copies? How much they cost? Talk about it, promote it, baby.
Yes, you can find Web Mind of a Poetic Heart, The Weave of Dreams on Amazon, but I prefer you hit my inbox on Facebook. That's on the web, Thelma. Also, Honey Bourbon is also on Amazon. You also can hit me for a personal copy and a personal signature copy as well. Musich and Sisters are on all platforms. I mean, all platforms. You can catch it on YouTube under the Seductive Sensualist. You can catch me as well on Coffee, KOFI.com under the Seductive Sensualist, as well as TikTok. Instagram, you can catch me on a Thelma underscore web underscore sexy sage. I'm mostly on Facebook, so you can catch me there as always.
I just like the way you say it.
Look, my head already big enough, Paul.
Nah, baby. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll talk about big stuff and we can get off the thing.
Mm.
But I have see, don't see.
See,
That's
you're not gonna act up.
that's how it's gonna happen to you. You playing them type of games, get fuck around, get your ovaries pushed all the way to the side. Like you better leave me alone. So, on behalf of PenTellectual Conversations, I want to say thank you so much for finding the time to accept the invitation and coming out and being our hot topic. You are an amazing artist with amazing work, and I absolutely love the fact that I can say that I know you. So, thank you so much. And we're going to go ahead and let you go. Go enjoy the rest of your night, baby.
All right, thank you, King.
No doubt. All right, everybody, you know what time it is. It's time for that old mic drop. Oh. And so I was sitting down talking with a good friend of mine. Shout out Walking Erotica. And, you know, usually when I sit and talk to him, he puts a lot of things on my brain. And one of the things he put on my mind was like about people in position of power, not necessarily, you know, in a negative way, but just like you ever notice how the most powerful people in the room ain't always the loudest people? Like sometimes it's the ones who understand exactly who they are and they don't feel the need to dilute it for anybody. A lot of people spend their lives trying to be liked and trying to be accepted and understood, but there's a different kind of power in just being felt, not explained, just felt. And with that kind of presence, it only comes when you stop performing and start standing in your truth. When you realize that your experiences, your scars, your evolution, that's not something to hide. That's your signature. So if there's anything you take from tonight, let it be this. You don't have to force people to see you. Just become so aligned with who you are that your energy introduces you before you ever say a word. This is Paul Cram reminding you that dope poetry, deep dialogue, and unapologetically real energy will always reside here at PenTellectual Conversations. And with that being said, we out.
Thank you for vibing with us. We hope tonight's conversation inspired a creative spark in you. So go out and show the world who you really are. And we'll see you next time on PenTellectual Conversations.